Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Castner. I'm an appraiser and the owner of Touchline Appraisals, an appraisal firm concerned solely with the valuation of soccer memorabilia. So this is the second part of our podcast, our introduction to soccer memorabilia. And in this part of this section, the second part, we're going to be looking at the setup of the sport around the world, particularly in America, and the history of the game and sort of how we came to where we are now. There you can take a look at the various types of social media platforms that Touchline Appraisals. You can find Touchline Appraisal information. You can find a weekly blog that I write about, sometimes bi-weekly if I can get to it, and some of the other various platforms there. So let's start with Europe and South America because that's where the modern version of the game started. If we're looking at history, football has been played for thousands of years. Played in the ancient Aztecs, played a version of football in Asia, Korea, and China. They played a version of football that was fairly popular. But the modern version of the game, with the modern rules in the modern era, it started in Europe, first spread to South America, and then from there to the rest of the world. So we're going to be looking at professional clubs in Europe, primarily Europe, and a little bit in South America. And what I wanted to do in this slide was just show you what clubs mean to their supporters around the world. Clubs are fairly old. Some of the bigger clubs, we're talking about 100 to 150 years old. The club crests, we see some clubs here, some very well-known clubs here. The club crests are very old, and these crests have evolved over time. These weren't what the original crests looked like, but they've evolved over time. These crests were not thought up in a think tank by a marketing firm because people thought it might be cool for the particular area. These crests have a lot to do with the city and the region of where the club is located. In some cases, the country as well. So as an example, we'll take a look at Manchester United's crest, and there is a masted ship on their crest, which was taken from the city of Manchester's shield, their city's shield. Manchester City also has a ship on it as well, so there's some similarity there. The Red Devil wasn't added until later, until about the 1960s, when mascots became more in vogue and symbols became more popular. That was added. They became known as the Red Devils. It wasn't just Manchester United. So you can see here a number of crests, a number of clubs. Like as I mentioned, they all changed. I wrote a column about crests on WordPress, touchlineappraisals.wordpress.com, and you can take a look at that. And I basically I write about each of these crests and how they've changed over time, and the significance of each crest, the history of each crest. I don't particularly get into the colors. The colors have added significance as well, but I talk about the symbolism, the names, how the names may be changed over time. Of all those crests there, I think Real Madrid and Barcelona have changed the least over time, specifically Barcelona. Barcelona fans from Barcelona are very proud of their club. It's not just a professional club. Even their motto means more than a club. It is more than a club. It's almost like Catalan's national team in some ways, from the Catalonia region. So it's very important, and that crest has not changed much. It's supposed to be very traditional, and a lot of the clubs in Spain are like that. They don't change the crest too much. They don't simplify them. In England, we see a lot of simplification of the crests. With Arsenal, the crest had a lot of additional design elements that have been removed to simplify it. Just the shield with the cannon right there to symbolize its origins and its roots.